Hi, this is Donnie Vaughn of the Marketing Twins. This is another video tutorial on for the folks that come before winter. What I want to show you on this particular tutorial is I'm going to get you back to the home page here. What we're going to do on this particular tutorial is show you how to update uh, this particular one section of the website when we have the renewals listed here. When we list those, what we want to do is update this right here. So let me show you how that's going to work. First things you have to do, and I don't think I'll click this to see. If I was to click on this Thailand information, it's going to open up to the Thailand page, and that's fine. But that's come and gone. So what we want to do is to be able to update that and where we want it to go to. So what we've got is some upcoming renewals. So I know right now, as I'm doing this tutorial, you have a renewal coming up in March in Honduras and another one in Rwanda later on in the summer of 2011. So what I want to do is update this so that when people come to the site, they can find the renewal information here, and we'll continue to build out those pages. But just here on the home page, they can list and get to those same pages that are listed here. So here's how we do that. First thing first is you have to have set up the page for the particular renewal. In this case, we have a Honduras page and we have a Rwanda page. Now, at this time, there's nothing really on that. We'll be adding stuff, but what we need is a URL for that. So let's click on the Honduras page. And right here, you'll see we have now this. There's nothing on this page right now other than it takes us to the Honduras page. Right here, though, this is the URL. I want to copy that and just highlight that. And I just did a right click and copied. Make sure that is correct. So we're going to go back here. Make sure you know how to work. We're going to go over here and we're going to right click and we're going to copy. Now that we've got that copied, now we can go back to our dashboard. And this is an area that you're going to focus on. Scroll down here under all this down to appearance. Under the appearance, you're going to see a section called widgets. Now, widgets, if you think too much, you'll think it's too complicated and you can't do it. But it really is not that hard. And I'm going to show you the one area that you need to change on that. The rest of it you can just leave alone. And that is right here. You can just ignore all of this stuff here. But right over here, you have this thing called the skinny left sidebar. That's just a definition that the people who created this theme, they called it a skinny left sidebar. The skinny left sidebar is, let me go back to our homepage so I can show you, it's this section right here. All this right here. Because it's on the left-hand side. There's a skinny right sidebar. And if we ever wanted to change things over here, that's what we see over here. But what we're going to change is down here. It's at the very bottom. So what we're going to do is go back over to the appearance, widgets, and that brings us to this page. And right here, we have this thing called text. Now, it's just a complicated HTML format, blah, blah, blah. You don't need to worry about that. You just need to click the little arrow here to open it up. Now, it opens up to all this HTML content, which, again, if you try to focus on all that, it'll overwhelm you. Just ignore that and scroll down to the very bottom. And you'll see that basically, let me get where I can see it, everything that's in here builds this section here. So for instance, you see the words, join our, let me get to a better example. Here's the upcoming renewal. See this little upcoming renewals? Well, that's that section right there where it says upcoming renewals. These pictures are all located above this. You see some JPEGs that are listed here. You see another JPEG listed here. So you can just kind of ignore the JPEGs. What you're coming down is to the very bottom. You have this renewal. You have, these are just like little spacing issues to give a little space between here. See the little space between here and here? And so now you've got what you need. And so you can see here that you've got all the information. So first things first, this section right here is they call it the href, but really what you need to know is this is where you want it to click and go to, the link you want them to go to when they see that it's, in this case it says Thailand, but we want it to say Honduras. So we're going to say Honduras, and for the sake of this, I'm trying to remember, I will go with March 11th through 15th, 2011. I'll fix that and make sure that that's right. So that's good, and it'll tell us, we've got Honduras. There's a kind of a page break, so it kind of goes to a second line. The second line has the date, and all you have to do every time is just change that and change that, and it'll look just like this. Now what you want it to do is to hyperlink. See how it hyperlinks? Part of the reason I had you copy that Honduras page URL was for this. See this little section right here? This is your URL. Stop that right there. You can see here that it's inside these little quotation marks. There's a quotation mark here and a quotation mark there. If you'll just ignore the fact that this is href and all these brackets, what you're really looking at doing is changing this right here. So I can highlight this. Get my mouse to work here. Here we go. And I can hit my delete button on my keypad. And now I've got two quotation marks. You'll see those listed there. And I want to put my cursor right in between both of them. And when I do that, I'm going to put copy, or do my right click on my mouse, and I paste in. There is the new web address for Honduras. So when I save that, now I can come back over to my browser, refresh my browser here, and notice what happens down here. Once it's finished changing, voila, you now have Honduras. And so now it's a linkable thing that if somebody clicked on it, they'd be taking directly to the Honduras page. That's what we want them to do. And so it's a real easy setup if you don't let everything overwhelm you with all this HTML code. You really need to focus on, you have to get this link first. Oops, here we go. Under the renewal section. This is the link you want, and then this is where it's going to be held and the date. And that's pretty much all there is to it. So if you have any problems with that, let me know. You can reach me at Donnie@marketingtwins.com. Thanks.